You're ready, Joe. Good evening, Trudy. Good evening and welcome to General Council for September 23rd, 2025. Let's go to number one, attendance roll call. Go ahead.
Scanos Waguego, Amos K. Jr.
Terry Bomberry. Dale Bomberry.
I'm here. Greg Fraser.
Hazel Johnson.
Melba Thomas.
Elena Venevri.
Cynthia Jameson.
And I know Councillor Audrey Paulus Bomberry won't be with us tonight. And go ahead, Dean.
Dean Hill, Councillor.
And also Councillor Leslie Green should be coming shortly. Let's go to number two, identification of media. See any? Let's go to number three. Let's take a moment of silence to remember those that we have lost recently. Let's take a moment. Thank you. Number four, adoption of the agenda. Any deletions or additions? We have to defer number 5 because those weren't in your Dropbox. So we'll take number 5 off. And that's it. Can I have a mover? Moved by Melba, seconder. Second by Carrie. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none. Carried. Let's go to number 6, delegations. We have Heather George, Woodland Cultural Center. Come on up, Heather. Good evening. Yep, just push the button.
Sego, everyone. We also have Carly Gallant Jenkins is joining online, and we have Trudy Porter here in person as well from Woodland Cultural Center. So we're here requesting a motion from the council. We have a vacant seat on our board, and each of our member communities has the opportunity to appoint 3 representatives to the Woodland Cultural Center board. And our board has met and reviewed Carly's letter of interest and her resume. And we would like to request that the council here appoint her.
Rudy, do you have anything? Yep, just push there you go.
Only it was my seat. I guess that's why I'm here. It was my seat before. Yeah.
Okay, so the recommendation is that Six Nations of the Grand River 59th Elected Council support the appointment of Carly Gallant as a Board of Directors member of the Woodland Cultural Center. Is there a mover? Moved by Amos, second by Dale. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Waive second reading. Moved by Amos, second by Dale. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Have a great night. Bye, Carly. So let's go to number 7, Chief's update. On Saturday, September 13th, I attended and delivered welcoming remarks to the region of Waterloo celebrating Indigenous arts and culture event at the Waterloo Airport. Waterloo region hosted this event to celebrate 3 initiatives now installed in the airport's domestic arrivals building. Now to Janice Bomberry and Paula Whitlow for the role you have taken ensuring that history is reflected on the walls. Congratulations to the honoring these lands and waterways artists, and congratulations to the Our Stories from the Land artists who have displayed their artwork there. On the evening of September 9th, I attended and provided opening remarks at the Department of Wellbeing International Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorder Awareness Day at the Vets Park. Nyewa, to the hardworking staff that worked to raise awareness about FASD. Also join us for our Orange Shirt Day drive-through giveaway for a traditional family game night package on Friday, September 26th at the Oneida Business Park at 50 Generations Drive from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. or until supplies last. Raise awareness on September 30th by wearing orange and using hashtag SNWearsOrange. Also, National Seniors Day is October 1st, 2025. There will be a free lunch at the community hall from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Those are my updates. Is there a mover to accept his information? Moved by Amos, second by Carrie. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carry. Let's go to number 8, the CEO updates. Go ahead, Tracy.
Good evening, Council. I would like to extend our thanks to the Chief for participating in our staff barbecue and volunteering to get in the dunk tank and get dunked. She did get dunked. I know that it was really appreciated by the staff that she came and engaged and showed her support. So thank you so much, Chief Hill. I would like to remind everyone that the offices will be closed on Monday, September the 30th in observance of Orange Shirt Day. Regular office hours will resume October 1st, 2025. Free mulch and potting plant mix is available to band members at the transfer center. So if you're interested, you can go to the transfer center and pick some of that up. Also, the white corn on 6 line is now available for picking. So we've noticed that there hasn't been many people out picking. We want to encourage people to go out there and pick the corn, and we know this is good medicine for us. So that's ready for picking. Finally, there is a planned Hydro 1 outage on Tuesday, September the 30th from 9 to 1 p.m. And that's all the updates I have. Thank you, Chief.
Okay. So is there a mover to accept his information? Moved by Melba, second by Carrie. Yep, go ahead, Carrie.
For the outage, did they say what location that was going to be?
Yes, there is, it seems to affect a very large area, but I think in order for us to actually know, it would be best to go on the Hydro website.
We also have it on social media too, Darian? Yeah. And there's a map posted. Yeah. So all in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Let's go to number 9. Update from committee meetings. The data governance meeting date was September 16th. Dean?
Thanks, Chief. So, quick update from this meeting, and this might be another discussion for our next agenda for the committee meetings, is to discuss the quorum for the committees. This is probably the second time for this committee that we haven't been able to move some items or business forward to the full table. So maybe we have to revisit the mandate or the terms of reference, I should say, to then discuss about what our quorum looks like and how we can move things to the bigger table. So there isn't too many updates from that committee, with that being said, but definitely a future discussion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Could I have a mover to accept this information? Moved by Greg. Seconder. Second by Amos. Comment? Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, thank you, Dean. Just to that point, because these are new committees and also very small in number in terms of membership, yeah, we would maybe take a look to making an exception because we've been doing a lot of traveling. We've been on the road politically, so sometimes when our members we only have 3 committee members on our committee. Sometimes it's very hard to get all 3 present. So that's, again, to Dean's point, is that we should maybe consider a possibility. I know education is also has limited number of committee members, so something that we could look at in the future. Thanks.
So it's been moved and second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Let's go to number 2. Built Environment Climate Adaptation Lands and Membership meeting date was Thursday, September 11th, 2025. Go ahead, Dale.
I know I was absent that day, so I don't know if any of the other committees that were present wanted to share. I did look at the agenda, and the only thing that was on the agenda was in relation to an update regarding the intersection improvements for Highway 54 and Chiefswood, which is looking, they're actually had two options in regards to the flow through on the traffic, and the one that is being favored is the roundabout. So that's the only thing I see on the agenda. I didn't see no other updates coming from any directors or anything on the update, so I don't know if any of the other people present want to share anything.
Okay, go ahead, Hazel.
Yes, the majority of the discussion did deal with the roundabout that's proposed in the coming future. And basically, it was just general questions on, I think it's a single lane, right, Dale? It is a single lane.
A
going
single
around.
lane roundabout, yeah, just looking at the documentation, yes.
And, you know, there were some questions with regard to why not a double lane instead of having to redo that in the coming years. So just general questions like that, but nothing major.
Yeah, I know this was talked about years ago in regards to having a little more, I guess, speed, because I know the lights are timed. So you sit there on one end and you gotta wait till your turn comes. It just has a flow, a pattern that it follows. So this was an avenue of wanting to maybe increase the traffic flow. I know people wanting to go right sometimes, they have to sit and wait for the light to wait to turn before they can turn right. So hopefully this will be looked at as a little more efficient. However, I know there's a lot more work that has to be done in regards to identifying the overall cost and everything and identifying funding. And I guess we'll have Public Works probably work with Brant County because it's the road allowance is also actually managed by Brant County. So.
Go ahead, Carrie.
Yeah, they had said that the lane, even though it's single, it's a wide single lane. It'll handle the tractor trailers, even with a pup trailer behind it, and it would handle the farm equipment that had to go through there.
Elena.
The committee asked for more information to come back because the traffic study that was done to generate these options for us was done in 2018. So that's pre-COVID, that's pre a lot of expansion in our neighboring cities and planned expansion. So there was a lot of concern around the committee table that a single lane was not going to be adequate even now. I did ask when the traffic's like the exact times that the traffic study was done, because in my opinion, we far too often see that things are done in a hurry and in haste and they're not adequate enough for our needs. So a traffic study like that at this big intersection should include our busiest time. So what does that look like at powwow time? What does that look like during the summer when there's races and activities? Tourism would like to ramp up their offerings. So there's, to me, that 2008 traffic study was not adequate enough for the committee to move it forward. So we have asked for more information to come back.
Okay, go ahead, Hazel.
Yeah, another topic that popped up with regard to the same questions about the roundabout was that, well, it was me who had asked if that land that tourism owns and the land across the road would be affected by the widening of that circle. But I can't remember his name, Longboat. Vince said that they would be going north more and it would affect more the tourism and that other open space. Yeah, so it'll be in north of where it is. Thanks.
Amos.
Yeah, my question is regarding the crosswalk here by the plaza. I think I brought it up about probably 6 months ago, that the danger of people crossing there. It was sort of suggested that they might make that into an intersection coming from that street right into the plaza and having two crosswalks with a stoplight. What's your status of that? Dale?
I haven't heard nothing from Mike, but that's a question we can put out to him in relation to what the progress he's made to date in relation to that. But I know the idea and concept of making it an actual intersection, changing the entrance into the plaza has always been on the table. And I know historically, I know the financial figure was always at a good number, that there was really no capital at the time. But yeah, we can look for the Director of Public Works to give an update on that, or even maybe even have Derek look into it as well.
Because since I've been talking about that crosswalk, there was an accident during the early summer. Someone got rear-ended there trying to go into the plaza. So I mean, that was where the conversation came from, that there needs to be put in that intersection there. So if you can bring that up with your group, I think it'd be good. It's only because we see it a lot, because we're in the plaza with the radio station, and we see people trying to cross, and people are just flying past that yellow light. So I think I suggested at first, we just use a stoplight there for the crosswalk for now, until we get the intersection in, because people are just blowing right across that thing. And people are from J. Silverheels are trying to cross, going to the clinic, vice versa, going to Great. So it's pretty busy there during the day, not evening, but during the day when everybody's here. So anyway, I just wanted to suggest that.
Follow up, Dale?
Yeah, and the other thing they're looking at too, Amos, is looking at, because of the speed, people aren't respecting the speed limit. That looks like it's only like 40 kilometers, and people are going by 50, 60 kilometers. So I know one of the things they're looking at is putting in those large speed bumps within no, they're like probably about 3 or 4 feet wide. So you actually got to slow down to go over those, because you'll fly a little. But that's one of the other thing they're looking at, as well as looking at cameras in relation to identifying the speeders.
Okay, can I have a mover to accept his information?
Thank
His
you, Dale.
report. Yep. Moved by Hazel. Second by Melba. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Let's go to number 3, Community Committee. Meeting was Wednesday, September 10th. Go ahead, Dean.
Thanks, Chief. In the committee, the couple of open items we discussed were the 2 boards and the representation. One of them was the Grand Dairy, Child and Family Services Grand Dairy. I attended their AGM, and they're looking to have Six Nations representation sit at the board moving forward. This is their 3rd annual AGM. They have amalgamated their services from, I think it was Brantford, Haldeman, and Norfolk. So the Six Nations should be having a voice as well regarding their one of the agencies in the area. And the second representation was the Agricultural Society. I don't think anyone from the council was sitting on there, so that was also brought up within the committee, and those decisions will be made by council moving forward. I think that's about everything. If there's anything else, feel free to say something, co-chair. If not, that's everything, Chief. Thanks.
Okay, can I have a mover to accept his information? Moved by Melba, second by Dale. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Let's go to number 4, Lands and Resource, Wealth and Economy. Meeting date was Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. Go ahead,
Thank you.
Cynthia.
I just want to note, Dean, we've got the same issue as you do as for getting quorum. That is, I think we had 3 consecutive meetings. We didn't have quorum. So we sent a recommendation from our committee to council. I think it'll come up at the political liaison, but it's to revise our terms of reference. That is, we have a large committee, and the committee right now is myself, and the co-chair is Amos, Greg, Dean, Elena, and Helen. But so we thought if we recommend that to reduce the quorum number, just so we can get on with our business, because we can just discuss informally. We can't make any recommendations. So thought we share that with you, Dean. Our next meeting is October the 14th, and just to note, if anyone wants to get on the agenda, there's the open part of the agenda, your request, and has to be in by the week before October the 7th is the deadline. Just another general note, on our website, the council website, where you can find all the committees. That does need to be updated. Remember, we amalgamated those committees, so that needs to be updated to reflect that, and of course, the members on those committees. Just, just a note. Uh, in our CAP report, that is consultation and accommodation team report, they provided there's like some 38 projects that they're active with and starting discussions with, and what they do is just give a quick update where they're at, what sort of activity they're involved with, just for an example, because these were the open part is at the Civic Center, the expansion of the Civic Center, which is essentially, it's going to be a new sports and entertainment center. It'll be right adjacent to the current Civic Center. But and it'll house, or yeah, 5,300 seats, new seats in this entertainment center. But right now, everything is very preliminary, but they're all like very general. Just for an example, how we might be accommodated. Part of it is, and again, just very general, very preliminary. Is could also serve as an alternate site in case of rain for our powwow. And it's supposed to be completed. And I think I got this date right. Was 2028. Also possibly partnering with our ACDEV Corps for the solar. But again, it's just very beginning of the discussions. Also on there was the Kitchener. That is according to their growth plan by 2051. They're expecting 150,000 new residents, somewhat similar for Waterloo. That is, they expect to have 2,700 new homes in 5 years, which of course our team is following up on, engaging with them. But what struck me is for us, Six Nations, we've heard from the governance committee, they're doing all the projections about our population and growth. But I'm not aware, I don't think, or do we, Dale? Do we have a growth plan? Like how we're going to grow and what we need to do to accommodate this growth, such as I'm very aware, because it's come up a few times, we don't have the infrastructure. I don't not mean to put you on the spot, but when I'm hearing these reports and how people around us are all planning, it seems to me we ought to be doing some planning our own self.
Go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, I know within Public Works, Mike has done this a few years back and had some studies in relation to, I guess, the expansion of the water system, the water distribution system, and I know they've done some of that. And I know there's an overall map to spread it throughout the whole reserve, as well as looking at a new wastewater system that would be able to support that as well as because it's a large area. There, at one point, I know First Nations Engineering had looked at this of having 2 other towers to be able to create the gravity feed system for the water. So I know they're looking at that, but I know I guess everybody's well aware that land is always an issue for individuals wanting to come back to Six Nations or wanting to build, and even families. Maybe you got a small family and they want to find land, but it's difficult to find land in relation to buy it off of another community member is even getting costly and it's getting scarce. So that's the other issue in relation to growth. So, and I guess with housing, I know they have some plans in relation to wanting to look at more housing development for rental units and other units within, I guess, where the infrastructure exists. So I know they have those plans, but again, it all comes down to the capital dollars.
Do you need, are you finished?
Just another note.
Okay.
And also, a lot of our time that meeting again is getting ready for reviewing to have a prep meeting with council prior to our strategic meeting with ACDEV Development Corporation. So that's been eating up a lot of our time. There's a lot of things to look at there. And I don't know if any of my fellow committee members have anything to add to that.
Go ahead, Amos.
Well, I've been talking to the chief and of course with you, Cynthia, as the chair, like I'm really concerned that we're 12 months out of this from the legal matters and we don't have a plan yet. So that has to be priority within lands, that we don't have a plan 12 months out of what's going to happen going into it. We haven't approached or recommended anyone to the negotiation team yet. We need to have conversations about that. I have some names that I want to present, but that hasn't happened. And then even just with the PAC, the group, when they give the reports, I ask that they do change some of their presentation, the narrative, to put in there a matter of what's at issue. What's at issue that they want us to address, and what do they need us to advocate for? So we need to have that kind of direction from our staff. They're all talented, but we need to ask those questions, and they need to tell us what's at issue here in all of these negotiations. So I think that's what they're going to do now, is add that to their narrative report so they can tell us what's at issue and what they want us to advocate for. But I'm still concerned, and I think I talked with you, Chief, about the 12 months out, and we're not ready yet. So I think we need to get ready for that.
Cynthia?
Yeah, thanks for both those points, Amos. And we did note that for each of the committees, we have a mandate and a terms of reference, and that is included on there. Just like now, we've been doing a lot of focusing on the strat meeting coming up with Active Core. And of course, we'll put that in there because when you talk about a plan, or readiness, that sort of thing, there's many, many components. Not that we would sit there and design them all, but the beginning point is at least to identify what are the elements needed. And also, as Amos said, we were quite happy with the report, how they do their report. And they had at the end all the projects listed, but we said if they could move that to the front page and be like a table of contents, and we could just say, okay, project number 20 is this. And I think it was Councillor Helen, she's not here tonight, but she really liked it too, like reformatting it. But she wondered if perhaps all of the committees, the departments that report to them could do that, because she noted for whatever reason on whatever committee she's on, there seems to be a lack of that sort of reporting. But we find it very, very helpful. I mean, it's not like a big book or anything, very, very short and descriptive. But and the key point, as Amos said, is we've asked them to add on there just a little descriptor so we know what they're talking about. But what is the issue? And like what advocacy is needed? We need to know that.
It's good because it's the political advocacy. Go ahead, Hazel, then Greg.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment, Cynthia, on the fact that the Civic Center is willing to give you some time in their new establishment, specifically if you have a need for a rain date for the powwow. I think that's only one little.
No, it is. This is very preliminary initiative.
Yeah, but I just want to suggest something. I'm sitting here thinking about how when that Civic Center was first put up, and they used to have the tours come through there, like the music tours from Nashville. It was packed with Native people. So if somebody could carry on that and see if they'd be interested in having that come back, because it did bring a lot of Native people. Even now, when there's a show over in Niagara Falls, when you go there, you see more natives than you do non-natives. So, just a thought.
And just to
follow up,
and
then
just
Greg.
to let you know, I'm getting this is being reported to us, so I don't have firsthand knowledge of who's talking to who or what's
Okay.
being suggested, but I think the chief's office also meets with Brantford and whomever, so that's critical for that office, especially that the format we're talking about, the issues and advocacy needed.
Go ahead, Greg.
Bring John over to that.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. Also, I'd like to send congratulations out to our DevCorp, Economic Dev Corp. They just celebrated their 10-year anniversary, 10-year anniversary on Saturday, well attended by a lot of the people that they've been doing business with, such as Boralex and Restore. They congratulated A6N on completing the United Battery Storage Park and under, I guess, the time frame that they were allotted. And also it's up and running and online, so it looks like it's a good source for, in terms of our own source revenue, so it may be boost to help our community in the long run. And so that congratulations to them as well. As you know, it's coming up to the 2-year anniversary for our review. Of course, it's within the management agreement. We will be reviewing and making adjustments if necessary that will allow them to actually hopefully open more doors for own source revenue, as well as looking to help our nation enterprises and see if we can get them as well to generate income as well. So congratulations to DevCorp for the 10-year anniversary. They also have provided over $25 million back to council and for different projects.
Okay, can I have a mover to accept this information, the update? Moved by Dale, second by Amos. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Just go ahead, Dale. Dale just wanted to do this before we close.
Yeah, I apologize. I meant to add this new business, but I was busy reading something else. It's called Truth and Reconciliation 2025, Honoring Our Children. And it's going to be held at Ogwenidao on September 26th from 9:30 in the morning till 12 noon, which is 2469 4th Line. And it'll start at 9:30. There'll be an opening address, and it will be outside, so they're asking people to dress accordingly because I'm not sure what the weather is going to be like. So from 9:30 to 10, from 10 to 10:15 will be coffee and refreshments. And starting at 10:15, they have some keynote speakers. Bob Watts will be the first one. Why Truth and Recognition Matters. And then after that, 10:45 will be Sandra Montour. Well, she was going to talk about the role of women to the Haudenosaunee. And then after that, there'll be some words from Ogwenidao on moving forward. So again, Friday, September 26, 9:30 to 12. And they're asking if you want to attend to RSVP by just contacting their office by 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. They thought they had sent this out to council just to invite everybody, so that's why I'm just putting it on the table now for council to attend.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Amos.
Are we adding things as you go? Because
Um,
and it's at 6:30 and we're finished. I mean,
Yeah.
anyway, that's a good thing. I just wanted to say yesterday was a great event at the Woodland Cultural Center. They rededicated the Mohawk Institute Residential School. There was well over 300 people there. You could hardly get into that old cafeteria, if you remember it. It's redone. Anyway, had a great show and great speeches and great congratulations to all of the survivors and the people who put that thing together over the last 10 years. And as I mentioned during the week, that all of us raised $26 million for that restoration. So it's getting higher, but that's what they raised, from students having bake sales in schools to big donors. So we'd like to thank everybody for that and congratulate the Woodland Cultural Center staff for pulling that all together and under the guidance of the survivors. So there's another event on Tuesday. It's an open house. There'll be speeches again. I think you're going to be there, Chief. And they want to welcome everybody back on the 30th, which is Orange Shirt Day. So congratulations to the Woodland Center.
Congratulations. Okay, number 10, a motion to adjourn. Is there a mover? Moved by Carrie, second by Elena. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Thank you for joining us tonight, and have a great night, everyone.